Hello folks, in this video we'll be talking about the Indian education system, the employment and the unemployment system. This is for everyone who is about to go to college, is in college, is graduated college, is doing a job or is starting a business. I'll first talk about people who are already in college, or rather just talk about college in general. Before I get to that, there are two things I want to say. Yes, this video can be quite sad and could hit you harsh. And the second thing is I do have a solution in the end. But before we get to the solution, I'm going to explain the problem in detail because a lot of people ignore the problem. People spend 10 to 50 lakhs on their college education, of which only 51 people are actually employable. From that 51%, only 50%, or rather 50% of that 51% don't even require a degree to be employed. They get employed in places that don't ever require a degree. So they wasted around 10 to 20 lakhs in their college for absolutely no reason. It takes 5 to 8 years for people to recover the money that they've spent on college. Imagine 5 to 8 years to make back the money. Most of engineers in India get paid around 4.5 lakh an annum. That's nothing. I get paid 30 to 35 lakh an annum. And I don't have any engineering degree. I don't have any skills. I'm retarded at this point, But I have one thing that most of you don't. I have the ability to communicate. I have focused on the things in life that really make me money. Soft skills, my mindset, the things I consume, the things I choose to ignore, the way I communicate, the way I do sales, the way I do business. A combination of all of these things that no college teaches is how I make money. And people who are in the non-engineering background, they make anywhere from 1.8 lakh to 3 lakh a year. That's how much I would pay my maid. And you guys spend 10 to 20 lakhs in colleges to make that. It makes no sense. Why would you do that? Then there is something called as an opportunity cost. People tend to ignore opportunity cost as well. You spend 3 to 5 years in college where you could have instead spent that doing a mentorship training, traveling the world, internship, jobs, experimenting with yourself, business. There's so much you could have done. You missed out on all of that because you were focusing on an outdated degree that teaches you a lot of theoretical syllabus that's already outdated for over 10 years. What do you get? Okay, this is all the data, right? I've gotten the data out of the way. Let's talk about what do you actually get out of college. You get so much syllabus theoretical knowledge that's completely outdated. No communication skills, no soft skills, no adaptability skills, no AI training. None of which that is actually required in real world jobs. None of that will actually teach you how to make money. You are learning an outdated system. It's a system that creates employed unemployment. It creates educated unemployment. Remember, like you are educated. Most people who go to college are educated people. But all of you are unemployed. What's the point? And even if you're employed, now let's get to people who are already employed. You're stagnated in your job. You have no idea how to get promotion. You have no idea how to negotiate. You have no idea how to communicate and put high leverage. You don't have leverage building skills. You have none of these skills that will actually make the founder or the manager promote you. You have come through a system that's trained to make you an educated, unemployed person. And that's the whole rant about this video, is that people spend lakhs on college degrees and get nothing in return. If college is not teaching you how to build leverage, if it's not teaching you money building skills, if it's not teaching you communication, what are you paying for? Now let's go on to all the people who actually try solving this. I will try solving this myself as well, but let's talk about people who've already done it. There are a bunch of Indian cohorts that charge you 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs for one cohort. They're doing it earnestly, they have good intentions, but all of them fail. None of them actually address the real issue. They think that colleges are supposed to give you placement. They fail at that, so they will give you placements and they think they solve the problem. But if you get placed and get fired next month, what is the point, right? There's no point of placement itself. You can't solve the unemployment issue by providing placements to people. You solve the unemployment issue by fixing the root problem. The problem is majority of Indians suck at communication. Majority of Indians lack the ability to build businesses and build leverage and have the ability to convince people to send lakhs into their bank account, because they're always in a belief that they limit themselves. They believe that they're not capable of more. Even people who are employed, right? They're making 4 lakh a year, 5 lakh a year. They have dreams of making 20 lakh, 15 lakhs. Brother and sister, think about making 1 crore, 10 crores, $1 million. Why do you want to limit yourself? Less than 2 to 3% of Indians are formally trained in vocal skills. On the contrary, 20, 50, 60% of people in other countries like Germany, US are trained in the vocal skills. Why do you think majority of best businessmen in the world don't originate from India? Because they are not good at vocal skills. Now let's talk about Indians that are among the best in the world. You've got Sundar Pichai, you've got, like, I'm not sure about other Indians, but a lot of Indians are in successful positions. Look at how well they communicate. All of them are really good at soft skills. That's because they are among the 2 to 3% of Indians that have been trained formally to speak well, to convince people, to do sales, do business. The reason I am able to make more than 30 to 40 lakhs a year is not because I have technical skills. It's because I have formally trained myself to be able to communicate really well, which helps me leverage my little bit of technical skills and a lot of communication skills put together. And I'm as good as I communicate, not as good as my skills are. Those are two different things. Most of you might be super skilled, but you are only as good as you communicate. And that is what these cohorts that teach you editing, designing, coding, generative AI, all these things, they half-assedly teach you how to communicate. They might teach you really good technical skills, but after you graduate these cohorts, how exactly will you make the money? How exactly will you get placed? They might even provide the placements, but they don't teach you how to get beyond that. How do you build your own agency? How do you build your own business? How do you talk among the founders? How do you sit and eat with founders? How do you leverage your network? How do you... There's so much, right? So much that should have been learned in the cohort that's completely ignored or is taught half-assedly. No one teaches you how to do sales. And even though these cohorts have good intention to help college graduates or people who haven't joined college to get some better education with them, but none of them again succeed in doing what really matters, is to make sure that you are employed and are capable of making really good money. And that is where I come in. Again, this video is not to promote my own cohort, but yes, I am starting my own cohort to solve just this. I have worked with over 5 to 6 edtechs in India. I have visited so many colleges. I have my own distribution channel. I get a lot of people talking to me about these things. All of them complain about this, that they have spent lakhs and lakhs in college and they have no idea how to make money. Like, they just don't. And I am starting a cohort very soon. The waitlist is coming out. It's in work. I want to be very careful about this because, like, I've worked with so many edtech companies. I know what they do well and what they don't. I have to make sure everything I do is right. So it'll take a while. I'll probably make it live by October or November. And it's called Yap Capitalist. The idea is that I'm going to teach Indians how to yap and make a lot of money in this capitalistic world. I'm creating the Harvard of India. It's very straightforward. Most cohorts in India, right, what they do, or even colleges, 1,000 people join their system. They pick and choose 100 or 10 people from that are placed well and talk about them and ignore the 900 people that are unemployed. That is not how my cohort is going to operate. In my cohort, let's say 20 people join in, 50 people join in, 100 people join in. Every single one of the data is going to be available on my website. I'm going to show exactly how many people came in, how many people graduated, and what are they doing after graduation. So you know what's actually happening within the cohort. No fluff, no bullshit, no scam, exact relevant data. That is what Harvard does. That is what the best universities in the world do. They don't pick and choose the best succeeding people, but they rather talk about all the data so you can understand what's really relevant to you. Even my cohort might not be for everyone. Well, I believe it's for every single Indian, but it might not be for you, right? And how do you choose that? It's hard to choose that if I lie to you saying that whoever joined my cohort succeeded. No, I'm going to show you relevant data that you can look for yourself and figure out what's working and what's not. Now, of course, I haven't made it live yet, so it's hard to show data. The first few people who join my cohort are technically taking a gamble, but whoever do, they get it for the cheapest rates, and like it's going to be very expensive later on. But I really hope to solve for this, guys. This is something I'm building for my own heart. I don't need money. I run an agency successfully. It's making quite a lot of money and it's in its early stages. I'm opening an office soon and I'm going to make a lot more money. And I have my own content channel. I know exactly like what I'm doing, right? Money is not a problem for me. I'm still going out of the way, starting a cohort, putting in my time. People pay me 25,000 to 50,000 rupees for 1 hour of my time, right? Now imagine I start a cohort for, let's say, 1 lakh rupees. I'm going to be spending, let's say, 2 sessions a week for 3 hours, 3 hours into 4, 4 into 3, over 24 sessions, all of which last over 1.5 hours, 60 hours of my time, right? And I'm charging you not even close to what I charge others. So this is genuinely a passion project, but more than a passion project, this is a revolutionary project. I want to revolutionize our country. India is considered to be one of the most unskilled labor in the world. I believe I can change that by just teaching people how to communicate better so that we are no more the unskilled labor in the world, but rather the smartest and the wealthiest people in the world. All the successful Indians are trained vocally in their early ages that most of you might have missed. And that is what I want to solve for. Hence, Yap capitalist. If you've got any questions, feel free to comment. I would love to discuss this further. I am here to genuinely help every single one of you. And more than that, rather than providing a solution, I want you folks to take the problem seriously. You spend lakhs on colleges, you spend lakhs on the education system, none of which teaches you the relevant skills to actually make money. So stop doing that. Drop out today. If you're not already in college, don't go to college. If you're already employed, learn the abilities that will help you promote or start your own business, start your own side income, whatever you can to make more money. Because if you don't have more money, you can't outlive people. You can't help your family. You can't travel the world. You can't upskill yourself. You can't be happy. A lot of things comes with money. Of course, happiness comes from within. But being able to have the time to bring out happiness requires money. I am in this beautiful town. Look at this place. Like, look at the view I've got from here, right? I see the mountains. I've got a beautiful villa here. I'm super happy. And that is how I have the motivation to sit for 10 minutes and make a video. Now, if I was in like a depressing room that I usually am, I probably would not have made this video, right? This context helps me help more people. That is what money does. It gives you the freedom to do what you truly want. And I am looking forward to change our country for real. I'm looking forward to destroy every single college in India. Fuck IIMs, fuck MBAs. Like, majority of them don't even do management roles after graduating. What's the point of spending 25 lakhs on it? Cheers.